I'm back with a mythological fiction this time, and I'm really glad that I just love the book. The name of the book is The Code of Manavas, and this is the first part. This is the first book in the Mahavishnu trilogy, and the book is written by Arpit Bakshi and it's published by Rupa Publications. First, let's talk about the cover. Well, it's really interesting and amazing. It's so creative and so defining. Also, the back cover of the book is just cool. I love this also, this thing. I think this is the continuation of the front cover. So this is the most beautiful part I found in the book, the cover. Now guys, let me tell you that I'm really a big fan of mythological fiction. I love reading mythological fiction because they give us a lot of knowledge. They give us memories. They give us our childhood memories are just revived. That when our parents, our grandparents used to tell us stories of Vishnu, Krishna, the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, etc. Everything is just polished when we read mythological fiction books. So I really damn love reading mythological fiction. But frankly speaking, I never read of Vishnu. I have read of Sita, I have read of Ramayana, etc. I have also read Mahabharata by Devdutt Patnaik, but I never ever read of Vishnu. And even when I was child, though I had heard stories of Vishnu, but the real fact is that I don't remember much right now. This was my first book in which I was reading about Vishnu, and I just was so fascinated. I just was so amazed that how a writer can be so creative, so amazing. And when we talk about mythological fiction, the first thing comes to our mind that it is very old, dumb. But I'm saying that this book has a very fresh plot. The plot is just relatable to the modern life, the modern era, and I just beautifully love how the author has very well connected the modern era with the mythological world. And though there is a real big gap, but he has just connected them very beautifully, the modern era and the mythological world. The story has many characters. Yes, you all must be knowing the famous character Krishna, Vishnu, and the story revolves around all of these in a very better manner. Now, one thing you must have noticed in the video that I'm not revealing the plot. And why I'm not doing that? Because if I reveal the plot, then when you will read this book, it would be no fun at all. It would be like when I was sitting next to my friend and my friend was telling about a book, and then she was about to reveal the plot, and I was like, just stop, don't reveal the plot because I'm going to read it myself. So you should read this book myself. It's that kind of book which you should definitely read yourself. And after reading the first part in the trilogy, after reading the first book in the trilogy, I am so desperate to read the second part. And I'm eagerly waiting for the author to write the second part, to publish it, and I'm just waiting to get my hands on the second book because the end was so much amazing. It was so gripping. The end is something what made me wait for the second part in the trilogy. Now let's see what the second part will be. Whenever it will come, I'll definitely read and review it for you all guys. Talking about the pros and cons of the book, well, the pros of the book are, this is the first book I felt it's a really fresh fiction, mythological fiction, because mythological fiction for me were a bit boring. Now, not the Devdutt Patnaik's book are definitely they are good, but other Indian author, the very classic book of mythology, the classics of mythology are definitely boring for me, and I really lose my interest after reading few pages. But that was not the case in this book, in this one, and I was so amazed that how can I be so much gripped to this book, though the genre of the book is mythology. But definitely this is a must read, and the writing style is so amazing, cool, fluid, and there are a bit complex words which are just adding shine to the book. The author has just sprinkled some good words, some beautiful sentences he has framed, so that is really effective. That is what I definitely loved in the book. And one more thing I just loved in the book was the character portraying. Now every author has not don't have the quality of portraying the characters, but this author has definitely have the character have the potential of portraying the character very well. Each and every character was portrayed in very depth that as I mentioned before, that I have never read of Shiva or Mahavishnu, but in this book I got to know about them really in depth and in detail. So this book is highly recommended. Now talking about the cons, guys, well, in this book I couldn't make out cons, many cons or much cons or few cons, but still I'm expecting a bit more in the sense of the plotting, or in the sense of creating a background or describing a background or a place, because in between I was a bit confused, like where all these things are taking place, and the author left me in just that just I was clueless that where all the things are taking place. But then very soon that thing was covered, and very soon author cleared many more things. Also, one thing I wish to mention here, that while I was reading this book, I was completely engrossed in it. I never thought that I would love this book that much, even it has around 300 pages, but it's a must read and you should go for this book. Till then, guys, if I have to rate it, until then I have to wait for the next book to come, the next book to arrive. So let's rate it very fast. I'm going to give it 4.5 stars out of 5, and this is definitely a must read. Go for this and let me also know what you felt after reading this. Let me know that who is your favorite mythological writer and why is he or she is your favorite writer. Or also mention that which is your favorite mythological fictional book, or which is your favorite mythological story in the comment section. I really love, guys, when you interact with me. Till then, take care, see you soon, and I'll be back soon. Bye bye.